the participants.
Hi everyone, and welcome to this webinar. Thank you for joining us in this session. I'm Marco Bastoni, Key Account Manager at iSolution, and we have here a couple of guests that I will introduce to you very soon. iSolution, as you know, is a company that operates as a platform provider in the betting industry since 25 years. So if you want, you can follow us on the socials like YouTube and LinkedIn, and of course Facebook. So the main topic of this session, this webinar, is focused on the importance of the engagement and retaining sports betting, in particular, of course, focusing on the bonus strategies. And here we have two guests that can prove their experience in this market, in this industry. One is Donovan Finn from Supabets. Supabets is an important operator betting operator in South Africa, and Kles from Fast Track, company that provides a CRM solution for the betting industries. So Donovan, Kles, I leave the stage to you for presenting yourself to our audience.
Donovan? Okay, thank you, Marco. Thank you, Marco. And good afternoon to the audience as well. It's a pleasure to be invited to this webinar and to share some experience and expertise on the subject of bonuses and how it can improve your business for retention and acquisition. My position, as Marco says, I'm employed with Supabets. I'm head of sports with the company. I've been with Supabets for about 6 years now, but been in the industry for close to 18 years. My knowledge of the industry is quite vast and extensive. Also, I want to say that Supabets is a tier 1 bookmaker in South Africa. We've got a big footprint in South Africa, and we're proud of it. We're proud to be a part of the industry. So yeah, I'm sure we're going to have a good webinar, and I've got a lot of insight to share with the audience today.
Super, thanks. Kles.
Thank you for that, Donovan. So my name is Klas Hermansson. I have been working with Fast Track now for a bit more than 7 years, and that was actually the reason why I relocated down from Sweden to Malta. Started to work with Fast Track in 2017, and at that time we were very operational, and we were running the operations for investors to actually run their casinos for them. So it was straight into the heat for me. It was the first experience in the industry. Learned a lot within the iGaming operations, and it was really, really good for me. And we were a small team. I was running the operational team to actually manage the websites and the CRM parts and everything you can imagine. So we had to be very efficient in our small team to be able to apply this service for multiple customers. And that led us to actually creating our own CRM platform. And a few years after, we realized that this was a very good tool that others probably could benefit from. So that led us to repackage this and actually pivoting into this SaaS industry and CRM. And yeah, here we are now working. I work as head of B2B now, so creating meaningful relationships where we can expand our business. And lovely to be here with you guys.
Thank you so much. So it's a good occasion to meet two important points on this specific topic, like the acquisition and retaining of the users, in particular using the bonus strategies, because bonus strategies is of course a collateral part of the industry, a very important part in the industry, because it needs to attract more users for adding more users to the user base. And of course, they, from an operator perspective, I think they must stay on the platform. And of course, some strategies for retaining them are very important to be effective for the users. So this is something for both of you, but I think more for Donovan maybe. The key differences that you can see between the acquisition of a new user for the user base and the retention strategies. Two important things, but very different, I think, for using the bonus strategies.
Absolutely, yes, that's correct, Marco. So we target at SuperBets, we'll target different types of bonuses for different types of strategies for retention and acquisition. But I want to touch on the most effective bonus that we use for user engagement for retention, and that is the multi-bet bonus that we offer. So I want to just talk a little bit on the multi-bet bonus. The multi-bet bonus is structured in a way where you take a multiple bet, and depending on the amount of legs on your bet, we'll allocate a certain amount of bonus to that, which has been it's proven to be very, very effective in terms of the 1x2 market. The other thing is that we track a lot of data when it comes to that particular bonus setup. And then, so the bonus ranges anything between 2.5% to 125%, depending on the amount of legs that you select on your bet. And over the months and years, when we track data on that particular bonus, we see it's extremely effective in trying to retain customers. And we will continue, we continue pushing that bonus in our marketing. So if I can say, of all the bonuses that we have, and we have a lot of bonuses, free bet bonus, new account bonuses, the most effective bonus for us is definitely the multi-bet bonus.
Yeah, so it's the common called the accumulator bonus, basically.
Correct.
The accumulator bonus, while you are placing a bet, you can collect more bonus if you add some legs to the bonus.
You add more legs, yeah. Correct, yeah. And the nice thing about sorry, Marco, the good thing about the bonus also is it's very transparent. So in terms of customers or users, before they place their bets, they can actually see how much of bonus has been allocated to that particular bet, which is, it adds to the transparency of the business. So you see exactly how much what your bonus is before you place your bets.
They love it because it's instant, it's clear, and it's of course increasing while you are increasing your legs into the bet slip. Correct?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. And this is for, in particular, I think it's for retention, because if I'm a registered user, I will bet on this, and I'm encouraged to bet again. And what about acquisition of new users? Any other strategies for acquiring new users?
Yeah, absolutely. We do. And like I say, we've got various different bonuses, and we use them particularly for what we're trying to target. So for acquisitions, we generally we encourage new users in terms of open an account, and we allocate a free bet to every new user. And further to that, what we'll also do is we'll allocate a tournament, an upcoming tournament. So in other words, open an account, receive a free bet, and if you take a free bet on the upcoming World Cup, Cricket World Cup, you go into a pool of a prize draw of your share of 40,000 Rand or that type of a thing. So that's how we attract new users. Open a new account, allocate a free bet, and you go into a draw for an added benefit as well.
Yeah, okay, thanks. I've prepared also a slide that I will share it soon with the most common used bonus, and then we can talk around about this topic. But before giving the stage to Claes for maybe adding something on what Donovan said, I would like to remember to all our audience that you can guys put any question on the comments. I will pick them up and present the question to our guests. So feel free to write down when you want. And we have a specific session at the end of the webinar, specific session question and answer. But feel free to write down any comments that we can discuss around them. So, Claes, anything to add about this? Because we see the point of view of the operator, but you are on the other side, so you provide the tools for allowing the operator making these bonus campaigns and bonus strategies. Something to add on this?
Absolutely, thank you, Marco. I think from my perspective here, it's this is, by the way, a great type of bonus that Donovan just mentioned. It's very, very effective. I think from my perspective to add here is that every player is not the same. And what we try to help out with here is to give them a system how they can treat the players individually. We know that people are different. If we look back in time, it was more common, or it's still actually common, that operators are trying to have a more like of a blanket approach where you believe that you found the answer and you try to apply the answer to everyone. And that is good. It works, and you might have an uplift in your engagement. But even more effectively is to maybe have a combination of a lot of different offering and have a system that can help you to distribute the offerings to the right players at the right time. I think that's an important piece to add to the mix here.
So basically, if I understood correctly, you are telling that for every player there is a bespoke strategy to make unique their experience with bonuses and, of course, engagement on the sports betting.
Absolutely, exactly like that, Marco. Thank you for filling in. So it's as simple as we have different players. They are interested in different type of sports, and you will equally have different players that are engaged or get engaged when it comes to different type of offerings. So I think it's up to the operator to be comfortable in what they do offer, and then open up the doors to the system to actually distribute it accordingly and get help with that. That I think is important.
Yeah.
If I could just jump in there quickly and just to comment on what Claes has said there, and it's very important what he says, because we've also, we've got a database of VIP clients as well, and then again the bonus that we offer them is completely different to what we'll offer our general database of users, and that also just speaks to retention again. So we would offer them a percentage of their deposit once a week, just to rotate and just to keep them interested and keep them engaged, which is very important, because customers, if you don't keep them engaged, they lose interest, they get a bit bored. So you've got to find strategies to keep them occupied and keep them wanting to continue to play. So then again, like I say, the VIP, we have a VIP incentive once a week. We offer them a cashback on all their deposits.
Yeah. Okay. This, I think, can open a very, very big and interesting topic that I have in my mind, but I don't want to anticipate it. So it's for a little bit later. Okay, let's talk about very quick about the bonus capabilities, the bonus types that the operator can offer for retention and acquiring new user. The most common one are, as I anticipate to you, are, I think, this one. So the welcome bonus when you register, and the accumulator that Donovan explained a little bit, previously. And there are other things of bonuses. On this slide, I would just to invite you to discuss about the most effective bonuses for particular target of user, let me say, user segmentation on both perspective, the operator perspective and the CRM provider perspective.
Let me jump in there quickly, Marco. So from an operator's perspective, and looking at your list there, for us, the most effective one is the cashback, which runs, it's a weekly cashback. What it does is it calculates the losses of every single customer in our database. So, and then we give them 10% cash back of whatever they've lost. The reason why we think that is very effective, and again, it's all data driven. We look at the data of the cashback bonus, and we see the effectiveness of it in terms of, the customers know that if they've lost X amount, at every week they're going to get 10% of that back. And like I say, sometimes we get customers that will actually phone us and say, hey, my cashback, I'm supposed to receive it tomorrow. Can I take it a day early? Because that's how effective the bonus is.
I like what you're saying, Donovan. I mean, cashback is obviously a proven method, especially to retain players, right? You're leaving something on the shelf for them to come back to collect at a later point. So absolutely. I believe though that all of these things that you are having here on the list is very valuable. It's add to the mix, and you can use all these things as an operator to engage your players. And yeah, the more the merrier, I would say, you use. I understand that you have schemes for cashback and stuff, and that makes complete sense. And yeah, the more offerings you can put out there, and the more likely you will fulfill the needs from every single individual players.
Yeah, absolutely. And the cashback also, Klaus, I say, is that it keeps the customers engaged. You might have lost everything, but you're going to get cash back, which is going to, from a business perspective, they continue playing with the cash that they've received from their losses. So it keeps them engaged, which is vital in the industry. And the industry is so competitive. You don't want to lose customers, so you've got to continuously find ways and methods and strategies to keep them engaged. And like you say, there's so many different bonuses that you can use in different situations, just to ensure that you keep your customers engaged.
Thanks for this, gents. Based on your experience, Donovan, we can say, I think, that the welcome bonus is the most attractive for adding expanding the user base, and the accumulator and the cashback are the most important for the user retention. What about the other bonuses? Are they important? As an operator, you must have them to complete your offer, or let me say the most valuable are the three that we explained previously?
I think every bonus is important, Marco. Because like Klaus said earlier on, different bonuses speak to different types of clients or different types of users. My VIP clients, they're not interested in the free bet bonus. The free bet bonus, we'll use that to attract, that's for acquisitions for new users. And again, what we do is, we use our data. Data is very important to Superbets. We track our data, we measure the effectiveness of bonuses. For example, the free bet or the welcome bonus. What we do is, for example, if we've opened 200 new accounts in the space of 2 weeks, we'll go back and see how effective it is. Are those new customers playing? Are they engaged? Did they only just use the bonus and haven't played again? So then we communicate with them. We offer them another free bets, and very important also to remember is that everything that's associated to the bonus, we keep it within the guidelines of the gambling boards, and we don't want what's the word am I looking for? We don't want the gambling board to come to us and say that we're enticing users to play, which can be a big problem at times. Yeah, responsible gambling. We always practice responsible gambling.
Okay, so we are also talking about a good balance of using this and offering these bonuses to the user base.
Correct.
Clarence, anything to add on this particular topic, or we can maybe move to the next one?
Nothing to add for now, Marco. I think we can move on.
Okay, that's fine. The things that I've highlighted before, it's opening, I think, a game changer probably in the industry, in particular on the bonuses, because we can start talking about how is important the artificial intelligence in the bonus in the bonus strategy, because we spoke about regarding bespoke bonus for every single user. So maybe I suppose that an artificial intelligence engine here can make the difference.
Absolutely, I can jump in a little bit here, and I think that we have a big part of it as a CRM platform here, and what I believe in here, and that goes a little bit in hand what I said before. Every client, every player, they are unique. They are different. They like different things. They have a different behavior. They prefer to play in a different time potentially. So we need to find a system that can help us to treat this accordingly. And it's important that all the findings Donovan and the team gets from the operator's perspective, that they can input that into a system that can help them take decisions in real time. So that's where FastTrack comes in, and we have a model which we call Singularity model, and that is where you package all this insight and artificial intelligence to take these kind of decisions. And then, as you said, Donovan, when you look and you treat your VIP players, you may do that in a different way. I believe that the future will hold us so we can actually do this for every single player when we have the right systems in place to help us take these decisions. It's about understanding who they are, what they like, and how much you can actually spend on them.
So it's basically a data-driven strategy based on the artificial intelligence.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, and if I could just jump in there as well, I mean, that's a good point, Klaus, because information of your users or your customers is so important. You don't want to send your VIPs information of upcoming tournaments that doesn't really interest them, and if your VIPs are only playing sports, or certain VIPs are only playing sports betting, you're not going to send them crash games information because it doesn't interest him. So I suppose that's where AI comes in. So to gather all the data, group different customers in different segments and different categories, and then you allocate a bonus to that category of clientele, and which improves your database, which just, they're all positive initiatives to have.
Yeah, so the user segmentation is the keyword for the strategy, and then the data can help you for retrieving the good bonus strategy for the specific users. We have a question from Jeremiah that he's asking us the parameter that drive you for bonus campaign creation, like the maximum budget or the cost per acquired player. I suppose that he's curious to understand what is behind the decision of creating a specific bonus and why using specific parameters, I think.
Let me jump in there. So look, we do set parameters per campaign. So we'll go back and look at data. For example, if we're running a campaign of 10% on your next deposit, we'll go back and look at data and see, was it profitable for the company? Was it worth it? Did we lose money by allocating that particular bonus? So yes, definitely we do set parameters. And then another parameter that we would set is that we cap the amount that a particular customer can retrieve from a bonus. So it creates control, to answer his question.
Yeah, of course, there is math behind the decision of the parameter, because to protect the profit of course of the company. And what about this is my curiosity. What is the expectation that you have while you are creating a bonus campaign? So are you thinking that I would like to attract 1,000 new users, or it's something that you discover while the bonus campaign is currently in place?
Yeah, like I say,
difficult question. Sorry for this.
That's okay. It just depends on what you're trying to achieve, Marco. If you're trying to attract new customers, so they create a bonus accordingly. Everything is just, you work with your marketing team. Another important aspect is from a sporting point of view, is to know your sporting calendar for the year and what's coming up. And then, so if there's a big tournament coming up, you create a bonus specifically for that tournament. So like it just depends on what you're trying to achieve with a specific group of customers.
Yeah, I want to say something here as well. A really, really good topic, actually. And I think that it goes back again to what different players like, right? And there is two sides of the coin here. So when the operators do these kind of bonusing and campaigns, they do it to engage the player, and either to keep them there spending more and maybe upsell, or you try to maybe extend the lifespan of the player with you as an operator, right? So there is an element of risk, as you mentioned, Marco. When you bonus, you need to understand how much risk you're willing to take. And it also has to be a balance to also be an attractive offer. But how you can kind of achieve this and overcome this is that you have to go into your data, as Donovan says. You need to have a platform to stand on where you can actually look into and see your players' behavior and see the results of these campaigns you're doing. So you become smarter over time. And then ideally take those findings with you and adopt and improve over time. And you're building a better and better system behind this, right?
Yeah, correct. And to add to what Klaus is saying there also, I mean, and to answer your question, Marco, we'll also go and have a look at players that have been inactive for the last 2 months. So we'll set up a bonus to target those particular players, and again, just to get them engaged again, So we'll offer them a bonus. Yeah, for upcoming tournaments, there's a free bet, so that type of thing, or For inactive players, 20% extra on your next deposit. So everything is data driven. We look at data, we look at inactive players, we look at our VIP players, and then allocate or make up a bonus for that particular category. And again, to feed into the question that was asked just now, set perimeters for every single bonus to protect yourself as a business always, and also in the interest of the customer as well.
Yeah, and in this scenario, of course, it's important to have a partner with you that can, of course, manage this data correctly to give you the real visibility of the situation, and it can allow you to take the best decision possible based on the data, of course. On this, two different things. One is how Fast Track can help an operator for achieving this data analysis, this real-time data analysis, and then we can maybe discuss about the future challenges on the bonus world. Claes.
Absolutely. So what we have done in our system is that we have come out with a really good data tool, which we call the Data Studio, and this the operators can use to understand exactly all the movements and the results in what they are taking. All the data comes in real time to the platform. You can see the results as you go, and I think it's really important here. We're talking about a legacy for the industry where not necessarily CRM teams or operational teams have been empowered to look into these things themselves and take these decisions. And that is a core aspect which we are trying to change. We're trying to make it easy to access data. We're trying to make it easy to think data-driven and have a very scientific approach when it comes to data, so that you don't only base your decisions on a gut feeling, which might be very accurate or relatively accurate, but you also want to back these decisions up and see what works, what doesn't work. So you can apply something that works and improve a little bit by time. You're not going to change the world in a week or in a month, but it's important that you work in a way that takes you one step ahead every month. So that's something we really try that we are contributing with a lot. We are given access to this Data Studio, so they can harvest the data and play around with the data and create their own reporting, etc.
Yeah, gaming and gambling in general, it's an industry where one small step ahead make the difference, because it can change the rules of the markets with an innovation, with a new idea, and that can be diffused on the user base.
Yeah, and from an operator's point of view, the moment you don't keep up with the innovation, and you lose ground. The industry is so competitive. Everybody is innovating all the time. So you've got to keep up with the trends, keep up with the innovation, and add those things to your system always, or else you fall further and further behind in the industry.
Yeah, sorry, Donovan, you are breaking up a little bit, but I think you said that stay one step ahead in a very competitive industry like this. It's not also important for increasing the business, but for not losing the business.
Absolutely correct.
And this can, I think, open the door to another topic, innovation and the emerging trends of the bonus, because those are very common bonuses. Maybe the last one could be the Cat 1 that arrived on the market very, very recently. But which are let me say, the emerging trends on the bonus? There are new ideas, or I think that you cannot share the core ideas if you have them for protecting your business, of course. But do you think that the bonus strategies can change, must change in the next future? And if yes, which are the most challenge in this?
You want to take that, Klaus?
Sure, I can take my view on this. Like, I don't necessarily believe that there is a lack of options when it comes to bonusing. I'm sure we will keep innovating because this industry is it's just the nature of this industry. So we will evolve and we will come up with new, really interesting things to engage with. But I think where we are standing right now is that we're talking about personalization in this industry. We're talking about AI in this industry. And it's time now to really implement this and embed this in our processes and how we treat our clients. We have to be smart. We have to be more efficient as teams. It doesn't work going forward, I believe, to approach CRM very traditionally with a transactional methodology where you do a lot of the same things to big groups of players. We have to stand out somehow. We have to find ways of taking decisions to treat every player individually, and we need to change our view to be more experimental and try new things and have a scientific approach to see what's working and what's not working. And then we take the learnings from that process and we add it into the system to just add more value and improve over time. So yeah, I think what that will lead to is that it will lead to innovation, because we will free up time from the teams that used to work, let's say, in a more robotic transactional way, and they will start to open their eyes and they will look into data, they will come up with ideas. The more people you can put into that position, the more innovation we will create, and that will lead to great things.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, if we go back 5 years and then fast forward to what we have now, the industry is evolving all the time. There's innovation coming in all the time, and it's vital. It's important that the industry continues to evolve with new ideas and new trends. Also, just to keep customers engaged all the time, because customers get bored. Like, for example, live betting, in-play betting is a good innovation. And it's evolving all the time. We're adding new markets. There's new widgets that are coming through for in-play options. So yeah, innovation extremely important for the industry.
And another thing that we see as well now in this industry is that gamification, like adding another layer to the experience on the front end, right? So that is also, it's booming right now. It's happening, and there is so much innovation happening in that space. We find ways to engage with the client, to keep them longer on our site and to give them more excitement. So it's absolutely crucial. And yeah, I've seen a lot of innovation in that area myself. I saw one really interesting thing. I went to Della Sport when I was in SBC Lisbon. I was talking with their CEO for a good hour there, and he showed some fun stuff that they have created in that area. And super simple mini games. One example was that when you had cashed home or an early cash out of a bet slip, you were automatically offered a mini game where you could gamble the winnings that you had. So let's say if you were not like super satisfied with that winning, you could straight away gamble it in a very fun mini game where you had like a penalty shootout. These things they're growing and expanding, and I think it engaged the players a lot.
Yeah, I think that gamification, of course, it's a new revolution in this industry, and this is, of course, very important. And our next webinar will be on the gamification. So next appointment in January will be on gamification. And I think that Donovan touched a real key point regarding to avoid the user let me say, keep the user on the platform for making fun every time they play, to avoid boring, because this is, I think, the most important key for playing when we play with something. And the gamification is one step, one more step on this direction, I think. So let's see in the next let's see this topic in the next webinar. We have one more thing from Jeremiah. Do you think a good KYC software can prevent bonus abuse? Oh wow, this is a very hot topic, I think. If there any other tool for the job, so I think we can address this question on both of you, because on a technical perspective, you have to fight against this bonus abuse on both point of view. From the operator point of view, because it can lose money, and from a technical point of view, to avoid, to create the tools to avoid this.
Yeah, so great question. It's something that we experience at SuperBets as well, which is bonus abuse. You know, I'm going to say that industry experience is vital when trying to combat bonus abuse, because certain users, they work in syndicates and they find different ways to try and abuse specific bonuses. But great question in terms of, you know, you've got to combat it, because the moment you close one loophole, they find another way to abuse the bonus, and then another way to abuse the bonus. So they're always trying to be a step ahead of operators. So I'm going to let Klaas jump in there, because it's a very important point to try and protect your business from bonus abuse. Currently we try and do it manually. We try and identify, we look at IP addresses, if IP address sharing. They try and things like they'll try and cover more than 50% of a particular match, all of those things. So I'm sure Klaas will have more insight on how to combat that.
So in this case, we can say, sorry for jumping in, if the users in this case are one step ahead, fighting the tools for preventing the bonus abusing. So it's a challenge for the software house or the CRM software provider, that they must avoid this behavior, because
Yes.
they find a solution to skip the checks, basically.
Yeah, no, just to jump in here as well. Thank you, Donovan. I think I would probably recommend an operator to use as many different solutions as possible to prevent bonus abuse. And the fact is on the table, right? As soon as you are offering some kind of bonus, you will have abuse to one, either more or less. And as you said, these people or bonus abuse rings, they're extremely creative, and they will find ways to abuse you when there is value on the table. We have a company as well called or a product called Greco. What Greco are doing is that they are analyzing gameplay in real time. So an operator can and probably should use good methods upon registration to identify these kind of players that have this behavior. It's great. But I think it's also extremely valuable for the operators if they can apply something that can analyze the behavior when it actually happened, and find this abusive behavior when they do play in certain ways. So as a good complement, I believe, to avoid and to also be more confident that the bonus strategies you have doesn't come with so much risk, because you can actually identify this behavior as it happens and take action before it's too late. The traditional problem with bonus abuse is, among operators, is that they find out way too late. It takes time. You look at reports in the back burner of these campaigns, and then you realize, shit, we got really badly hurt here. It cost us tens of thousands of euros or whatever it might be, and then
you discover it, it's too late.
It's too late. The damage is already there. So it's. I think what I'm trying to say here is it's incredibly important that operators use different kind of methods and tools to actually fight this. And there is the combination of all of them can contribute massively to a reduced risk.
Yeah.
Real-time data plus artificial intelligence, maybe.
This is exactly what our product Greco is actually doing. So they're looking into behavior in real time, and they know how to abuse different types of bonuses. So they have and can flag straight away when there is a warning out there. And what then happens is that the operator can be receiving a warning, and then either you can automate actions straight away, such as blocking the account if it's very, very obvious, or maybe even alert an internal team to say, have a look at this player. There is something going on here.
Yeah, and it makes sense to have that innovation in place where you can pick up bonus abuse, because you rather spend the money on that instead of losing money on bonus abuse. It's a no-brainer. Rather pay to pick up the abuse instead of picking it up after you've already been abused.
So a new set of tools are coming for fighting against this big problem, because real time is crucial here for understanding what's happening, and we know that the user will try everything to fight the checks and the strategies for getting more money, more opportunities on the gaming platform.
Yeah, I mean, they are smart, right? They are playing by the rules. They have legit accounts. They purchase identities, so they're real people behind here, and you can't really find a way to kind of get rid of it. So yeah, it's a massive problem in the industry. I hope we're coming one step closer to kind of solving it. And as I said before, when you are more confident that you have solutions in place to fight this, you can naturally also be more generous to the player that actually needs, that you want to be generous for, because you know that the risk is less, right? So it kind of turns the page a little bit.
Yeah, thanks, Kles. Donovan, have any other things to add on this topic?
Apart from the fact that it's an ongoing problem in the industry, it's a huge problem. You've got to pay attention. You've got to look at your data and just monitor your profit and loss as well, or else they try and be 2 steps ahead of operators always. So it's a huge problem.
Technology can help the industry to solve and play responsible on every platform, maybe. So let's wait for technical solution and innovation in this direction. Okay, so I think that all the points has been covered more or less. I'll invite our audience to ask question if you have something to address specifically to Donovan or Kles, so from an operator perspective or a CRM provider perspective. Just wait maybe 1 minute. Okay, so I think that's it. We covered everything. So thanks to our audience for joining to this specific session on bonuses. Thanks to our guest Donovan from Supabets and Class to Fast Track. Thanks a lot for your time and sharing your experience to all of us. So next appointment will be in January with a specific topic on gamification. So stay in touch with us. Follow us on the social networks. And thanks for your time, gents. Have a nice day. See you.
Thank you so much, Donovan, and thank you so much, Marco, and thank you everyone who listened in.
Yeah, likewise. Thank you, Marco, for the invitation, class. Thank you for all your input, invaluable input, and I just want to say thank you to the audience as well for joining the webinar.
Thank you to you, gents. Great pleasure. See you.
Thank you.
Thank you.